Winter's worst was thrown at East Central Illinois this past weekend. Snowy, cold, and windy. Will stay cold and windy for the next couple of days, but there is a warmer light at the end of the tunnel. We'll have the details coming up. Andrew?
Cold temperatures come with a warning from fire authorities. What you need to know to stay safe.
Plus, we'll have an update on a reported robbery we told you about Friday. Our police are saying that robbery did not happen. This is News Watch, and your Tuesday's edition starts now.
Alamo Steakhouse and Saloon. Whatever the occasion, it's an environment for an evening of dining, conversation, and cocktails. Whatever your needs, our staff is ready. Alamo Steakhouse and Saloon, located at the Cross County Mall, Mattoon.
TCI Realty, Charleston area's real estate connection, commercial, land and farm, and residential real estate. Experienced realtors with an up-to-date website at tcirealty.net. TCI Realty supports the students of WEIU Newswatch.
The Charleston House proudly supports Newswatch. Now welcoming guests on Charleston's historic 6th Street, the Charleston House Bed and Breakfast Inn offers refined accommodations in a beautifully restored bed and breakfast. For booking information, visit craigcollection.com or call the number on screen.
Joining us, I'm Rashad Jones.
And I'm Andrew Spade. Central Illinois continues digging out from this weekend's snow.
To see whether we can expect some rest from the cold, we check in with Skywatch local forecaster Ben Whitney. Good evening, Ben.
Good evening, RJ, and good evening, Andrew. You're exactly right about that. Very snowy across East Central Illinois, and in fact, a lot of the eastern half of the United States this past weekend. The southeast hit particularly hard, and you can see that on our WeatherBug camera shot here of Eastern Illinois University. Heavy snow in Charleston over the past weekend. 7.5 inches right about fell in Charleston. 19 degrees for our high today. Some of us were up into the 20s across the area, including 24 for our warmest spot in Effingham. Now these current conditions are already starting to cool down into the teens for a lot of us. 13 degrees in Danville and Champaign, 14 degrees in Charleston. We'll see those temperatures getting a lot cooler before we get to sunrise tomorrow. Wind gusts right now coming in from the west at around 10 to 15 miles an hour or so. They'll be coming in a little stronger than that overnight tonight, closer to 20 miles an hour. But overnight lows in the negatives for Charleston tonight, -4 degrees. We could see wind chill values close to -20 for some of us across the area, but we will continue to see cool temperatures. We'll see warmer temperatures at some point in the next week. When exactly will we see that? I'll have the full details on that coming up.
Thanks, Ben. Snow and cold weather have meant challenges for road crews and city workers. Officials in Mattoon say crews there are working to clear all city streets from curb to curb. But they say a water main break along Route 16 slowed those efforts. That break prompted a boil order for customers east of I-57 and for those on DeWitt Avenue east from Fields Church to the interstate. Mattoon officials say they expect cleanup to take several days. That cleanup continues elsewhere around Central Illinois. You can check current road conditions through the Illinois Department of Transportation at gettingaroundillinois.com. Transportation authorities say drifting snow and cold temperatures may slow down cleanup.
With those colder temperatures, state fire officials are issuing an important warning. The state fire marshal's office says with temperatures plunging, more people will rely on heating systems and alternative heat sources like fireplaces and space heaters. They say those can increase the risk of home fires and carbon monoxide poisoning if proper safety precautions are not followed. The office recommends keeping all heat sources at least 3 feet away from anything that burns, installing carbon monoxide alarms on every level of the house, and turning off space heaters before leaving the room or going to bed. The Champaign Fire Department is sharing details about 2 separate fires that occurred Monday. Around 10 yesterday morning, crews from both the Champaign and Urbana fire departments responded to calls of a fire in a multi-family apartment in the 2400 block of Highview Court. On scene, crews worked to extinguish the fire, which was coming out of the apartment's 2nd floor. Then, around 5 in the evening, crews responded to another call of a fire, this one at a multi-family home in the 500 block of West White Street. Crews found smoke coming out of the apartment's 1st floor and extinguished the fire with a single hose line. Officials say the causes of both fires are yet to be determined. They say one person being treated at a nearby hospital and one person displaced.
Now for a News Watch follow-up. Charleston police say a local business owner is facing charges after faking a robbery. WEIU's Olivia Bennett has been following the story. Olivia?
Last week, I talked to Hannah Banyai, co-owner at Kenton's Forge Collectibles, and here's what she told me. She says a man walked into the store while she was working the register, said he had a knife, stole $600 in cash, and ran away. Charleston police say Banyai was arrested for disorderly conduct yesterday afternoon after confessing the report was a hoax.
And I think there's a big risk in just public fear or worry of a crime that was never existent in the first place. That can have effect on people and the way they interact with other people, but also, to a less extent, businesses in the area receiving less commerce from people who might be scared to go to an area that was safe all along.
Deputy Police Chief Joel Schutz says officers became suspicious when they tried to compare Banyai's timeline with the timeline they were given according to surveillance video and witness reports. They say false reports can take away the resources, effort, and taxpayer dollars that legitimate reports need. We'll continue to follow this case as it develops. Reporting from the newsroom, I'm Olivia Bennett for WEIU Newswatch.
A Vandalia man charged with murdering his stepniece is back in court. Police arrested Arnold Rivera in November after they say he sexually assaulted 14-year-old Kylie Toberman, strangled her with jumper cables, and hid her body in a tote in his RV. Court records show Rivera appeared in Fayette County Court this morning, and a judge ordered that he remain in jail. Records also show Rivera had been scheduled for a fitness hearing February 10th.
Another major airline is getting set for takeoff at a local airport. This morning, Champaign's Wheeler Airport announced the return of United Airlines flights to the airport service. After operating out of Wheeler from 2017 to 2019, United will be offering flights from Champaign to Chicago 4 times a day, year-round. Officials from the airport says they're happy with the company's return, saying it will result in more people being able to travel out of Champaign-Urbana. They say the new service starts April 30th. The Jasper County Board is holding a special meeting at this hour over deletion of public records by the county clerk. In a statement, the Jasper County Board says the clerk deleted video of their January 15th board meeting. The county website lists the clerk as Amy Tarr. The board says Tarr confirmed this deletion was intentional and unauthorized, and they say it doesn't fit lawful records management procedures. According to the board's statements, Tarr says she deleted the video because she considered a statement she made during the meeting personally embarrassing.
Coles Moultrie Electric Cooperative is a step closer to moving its headquarters to Charleston. At a meeting last week, the Charleston City Council approved a resolution supporting a $1.4 million state grant to cover road construction leading to a proposed headquarters for the cooperative in the Coles Business Park. Coles Moultrie President and CEO Jim Wallace tells Newswatch they're working on a design and cost estimate for the new facility, which they expect by the end of June. Wallace says both the road construction grant and facility plan would have to be approved for the relocation to move forward. He says the cooperative has outgrown its current Mattoon HQ, built in 1955. Governor J.B. Pritzker is reappointing an official to serve several local counties for another 4 years. Monday afternoon, the governor's office announced Kelly Finnett of Monticello will continue to serve as public administrator and public guardian of Coles, Douglas, and Piatt counties. Public administrators are responsible for managing and looking after estates left behind by deceased people, as well as protecting the personal and financial interests of people who aren't able to manage their property. Finnett operates Kelly's accounting service and her own private accounting firm. After days of cold temperatures, many of us are ready for some relief.
Yeah, we're checking in with local forecaster Ben Wing to see if we can expect a change or more of the same. Ben?
Unfortunately, it'll be a little bit more of the same for the next few days or so, RJ. The storm system that moved through this past weekend is leaving its mark with colder temperatures nearly above freezing in Oklahoma City, Memphis, and Charlotte at this hour, 12 degrees to the north in Chicago. We will see warming temperatures by the start of next work week. Just how warm could we get? I'll have that answer coming up right after this message.
Take a look at an amazing team of skydiving wingsuiters as they fly through the eye of the world's tallest hotel. Wait a minute, haven't I seen this somewhere before? Oh yeah, there was a similar scene in one of the Transformers movies. You know, the bad one. No, the other bad one. But while that high-flying feat was the stuff of CGI movie magic, this one was all too real, pulled off by a team of elite wingsuit athletes from ex-Dubai, who after dozens of practice jumps took to the air and at speeds of roughly 125 miles per hour threaded the needle by shooting through the so-called keyhole architecture of the Ciel Dubai Marina, the world's tallest hotel. The skydiving stunt was successful and unprecedented. It was also equal parts absolutely incredible and absolutely insane. Slightly less extreme, but still executed by a daredevil, was this snowboard jump over two people in New York City's Central Park, which was pulled off by the one and only snowboarding legend, Shaun White. But that's not all. The two jabronis who volunteered to get jumped were comedians Shane Gillis and Chris O'Connor. So this snowy show of air was a certified all-star affair. Finally, a not-so-slick snowy stunt in Oklahoma started with a cop who just wanted to get in on some sledding, but went sideways when the officer's sled accidentally plowed right into a bundled-up little girl. Don't worry, Jenkins PD posted the vid and said no one was hurt. The little girl is even seen in a subsequent video, no worse for wear. The only casualty was likely the Popo's pride, after scores of Facebook users gave him a ribbing with comments like, "Citizens arrest, assault with a sledly weapon." For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Good evening. Winter came in full force across East Central Illinois this past weekend. You can see that here on our snow totals chart here. 8 inches of snowfall to the south in Effingham. For us in Charleston, just a little bit above 7.5 inches of total snowfall. Many of us saw over 4 or 5 inches. Our lowest one on this chart here, Tuscola, still got 5.5 inches of snowfall, a little bit heavier to the south and to the southeast across the area. And those snowy conditions have left roads mostly or partly covered for a lot of the viewing area. For those seen in the pink here, I'll back out of this so you can see that. Mostly covered roads for a lot of the viewing area. Partly covered roads in Douglas and Cumberland counties. So make sure to take a little extra precaution as you're getting out and about town or you're commuting to or from work over the next couple of days while the road crews still work on getting those roads cleared back up. High temperatures across the area today were up into the 20s for a lot of us. 19 degrees for our high in Charleston. Our coldest was 18 degrees to the north in Champaign. Right now we're seeing those temperatures starting to cool down pretty hefty. 14 degrees in Charleston right now under partly cloudy skies. 12 degrees already to the far northeast in Danville. And overnight tonight we'll see these lows getting down below 0 for us in Charleston. -4 degrees overnight tonight. We'll see mostly clear skies continuing for the overnight period. We are under a cold weather advisory put out by National Weather Service for this evening. And winds will continue to gust in up to 20 miles an hour coming in from the west. But again, a cold weather advisory in effect for all of the light blue counties highlighted here. That includes all of us except for Vigo County in Indiana. They are under a cold winter warning, or a cold winter weather warning, excuse me. And this will continue until 10 a.m. Some of the wind chills across our viewing area could get down as low as -20 degrees overnight tonight. We can see that here in just a second for us in Charleston, but 21 degrees for our day tomorrow. So more or less the same conditions what we saw today. We'll start out the morning still below 0, but winds will be starting to pick up towards the noon hour, 15 to 20 miles an hour at their strongest. Could be gusting a little bit higher than that. We'll see a little bit cloudier sky as we get past that and into the afternoon and evening hours. We'll see conditions starting to cool down a little bit as we look ahead towards the rest of our work week. But again, these wind chills are going to be dangerously cold overnight tonight. Just around sunrise at 7 a.m., -15 degree wind chills for us in Charleston. And even throughout the rest of our Wednesday, we're not going to be seeing these wind chills getting much higher than the single digits. So continue to make sure to bundle up out there because it's going to continue to stay very cold across the viewing area. Futurecast right here, you can see those mostly clear skies will be continuing throughout the nighttime. As we get towards the morning hours tomorrow and especially afternoon hours, you can see that the southwest portion of our viewing area is going to start to see a little bit heavier of a cloud cover. That'll lead to a little bit of a cloudy afternoon for some of our communities such as Effingham, Shelbyville, and Taylorville. And as we move this forward, that cloud cover will slowly start to move out as we look ahead towards Thursday. But these temperatures, again, are going to be staying down below average for this time of year. Temperatures hovering around the high teens to low 20s for the rest of our work week and well throughout the weekend across the area. That's well below our average, which is usually around the 39 degree point. Now, there is a little bit of an upside to this, though. Looking past this immediate week, above our regular average conditions are going to be returning to the forecast. You can see that here on our 7-day at the back half starting next work week. Temperatures up near 32 degrees for next Tuesday. But before then, we're not going to be getting even really close to the freezing point. 21 degrees tomorrow or for your Wednesday. We'll be back down into the teens for Thursday, Friday, and our coldest point 15 degrees on Saturday. We'll be seeing mostly clear skies throughout a lot of the next week. No snowfall or additional accumulations are expected. Just very cold and windy conditions, which is a nice little break from what we saw this weekend. Ridiculous snowfall across a lot of the area.
Yeah, this weekend was pretty bad, but hey, hopefully it warms up very soon.
Hey, we made it through. That's what matters.
Yep.
Thanks, Ben. Tonight in sports, we now know who will be playing in Super Bowl 60. We'll recap the championship games coming up. Also, one Illinois freshman makes history. We'll have the highlights. Thanks for watching. Your WEIU Sports Watch Report is coming up next.
Americans are paying more than ever for cars, and those higher prices are fueled by a variety of factors, including fewer cheaper models and tariffs.
Cars are more expensive today than they were in years past.
Brian Moody works at Kelley Blue Book. Their data shows buyers paid an average of more than $50,000 for a new car last month. That's a record high. Average prices for an electric vehicle are even higher, more than $58,000. And the EV market has taken a hit. The $7,500 federal tax credit expired last October. Moody says he does think the EV market will bounce back. But then there's tariffs.
The cars that incur the highest tariff are the ones that arrive on our shores completely assembled.
Kelley Blue Book estimates tariffs can increase car prices by as much as $6,000 for cars under $40,000. Moody says automakers are going to spread those costs across their different models.
A person buying a $90,000 pickup can withstand a $3,000 price increase. A person buying a $25,000 compact sedan cannot withstand that much of a price increase.
Moody is more concerned about repair costs going up as tariffs drive up the price of parts. But it's not all bad news.
There are still many good deals to be found.
While you may not have much room to negotiate the price, Moody suggests negotiating things like free oil changes, car washes, ask for extra services to be included. The other good news is interest rates are coming down, which will mean lower monthly car payments. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Beginning on the high school side of things, let's take a look at some final scores from over the weekend. Mattoon takes their second straight defeat as they fall to Setopolis in a close one, 72-62. Mount Zion's losing streak extends to 5 games after losing to Tolono Unity 74-59. KZ Westfield bounces back after falling to Richland County with a 56-45 win over Robinson. Tuscola loses their 4th straight game as they lose to Clinton 65-49. Eastern Illinois track is back in action as they send split squads to compete in the Notre Dame Invitational and the Fighting Illini Challenge. At both meets, the Panthers recorded personal records, program records, and first place finishes. Malik Bush kicked off the meet by winning the men's 60-meter, and Sam Bradbury placed 3rd in the men's weight throw. In the Notre Dame Invitational, Aiden Cothern and Sean Lacey went 2 and 3 in the men's 60-meter, and Nathan Kirby finished 1st in the men's 60-meter hurdle. Eastern will be back in action February 6th for the Missouri Invitational. Now to the court, Eastern Illinois basketball was in full effect over the weekend as both men's and women's teams head to Moorhead State. It came down to the wire, but for the women's game, Eastern was unable to complete the comeback, falling to the Golden Eagles 52-48. Despite the loss, Sydney James DeRoche led the Panthers in points with 16 and pulled down 8 rebounds. As for the men's side, EIU struggled to score late in the game, leading to a 73-68 loss. The Panthers moved to 9-12 overall and 5-5 in OVC play, and now prepared to take on UT Martin at home on Thursday. Now over to Indiana, it's the game of the year for the number 11 ranked Fighting Illini as they take on number 4 ranked Purdue. Keaton Wagler is firing on all cylinders early on, scoring Illinois' first 14 points. He keeps it rolling here with a deep 3 from the logo. With time winding down in the first half, Wagler is automatic, scoring yet another 3, and he's on pace for history. I don't think I need to tell you what's going to happen here. Wagler is everywhere, making plays from all over the court. But finally, with Illinois up by 1, someone else gets in on the action. It's David Mirkovich, who greens it from 3, giving Illinois the late lead. Thanks to a 46-point effort from Keaton Wagler, the Fighting Illini come out on top with an 88-82 victory.
It's a crazy thing that I really never thought that I would do. But, I just let, the game come to me, and it was my night tonight. I think my teammates knew that too, so they were trying to find me the ball and, let me just go to work, and, that's what happened.
Keaton Wagler's 46 points are the most in the Big Ten by a freshman since 2010, and the most against the top 5 team on the road since Buddy Hield in 2016. Wagler was also named Big Ten Player of the Week and Freshman of the Week. The Fighting Illini moved up to number 9 in the AP Top 25 poll with the win, while Purdue dropped to number 12. Up next for Illinois, they're set to take on Washington at home on Thursday. The Chicago Bulls have won their last 4 games straight and look to make it 5 as LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers come to town. The Lakers defense came to play as we start off in the first with this LeBron James steal, and in year 23, he can still fly, slamming this dunk down. But the King wasn't done just yet. After another steal, James finds himself open for this slam, and the Lakers are up big early. The Bulls need to get their offense going and give it to Kobe White, who drains this 3 from deep and brings the Bulls to 67 points. But here's the play of the night. Jackson Hayes takes the steal all the way down the court and hits an East Bay dunk to seal the game. The Lakers come out on top in this one, 129-118. This year's Super Bowl is set, and it's a rematch of the same Super Bowl we saw 11 years ago. The New England Patriots will be playing the Seattle Seahawks at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. The Patriots are back in the big game, just 7 years removed from Tom Brady's departure and the end of their dynasty. As for Seattle, the last time they were in the Super Bowl was in 2015 against the New England Patriots. This past week, the Seahawks took down Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams 31-27. As for New England, they took down backup quarterback Jarrett Stidham and the Denver Broncos 10-7. Super Bowl 60, kicks off at 5:30 on Sunday, February 8th. Finally tonight, Charleston wrestling team gets some extra rest due to weather conditions. The wrestling match scheduled against OPH has been canceled and it will not be rescheduled. All other practices and events will continue as planned. That's all for sports. Over to you, Rashad.
All right, thanks, Andrew. Still to come, we'll check in with Ben Whitney for a final check of a wintry skywatch forecast. But first, we'll meet a Texas family who's finding a way to make their own winter fun. Thanks for watching. This is News Watch on WEIU.
The Super Bowl with us.
You have to be grateful for all of it.
Stephen Colbert says he's grateful for a lot of things, including an upcoming honor from the Writers Guild of America. The late-night host is to receive the Guild's Walter Bernstein Award, given to a member who has demonstrated with creativity, grace, and bravery a willingness to confront social injustice in the face of adversity. CBS canceled Colbert's award-winning show shortly after the host criticized parent company Paramount Global's settlement with President Trump.
Oh my gosh.
One battle after another, co-star Chase Infinity is headed to the small screen. Her show, The Testaments, a spin-off series from The Handmaid's Tale, is set to debut April 8th on Hulu. Ann Dowd returns as Aunt Lydia, running a preparatory school for future wives in Gilead.
Ja nie wierzyłem, że ten negatyw istnieje.
To są właściwie jedyne zdjęcia wykonane w getcie warszawskim podczas powstania, które nie zostały zrobione przez Niemców.
33 Photos from the Ghetto is a rare look at one of World War II's darkest moments, the brutal Nazi response to the 1943 Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. A Polish firefighter took the photos, which his son found 80 years later. The documentary is now streaming on HBO Max. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Finally tonight, after the past few days, you may have had enough of the snow. But one Texas family had the opposite problem. The Guzman family in Houston says when they saw the cold temperatures coming, they considered buying a generator. Instead, they bought a snow machine. While their neighbors' yards are green, theirs is covered with a patch of snow. It's been a big hit with neighbor kids who have gotten in some sledding and snowball throwing. Of course, we've got the real thing here in the Midwest. We now check in with Ben Whitney to see how much longer our snow might stick around. Ben?
You're exactly right about that, RJ. They would have had plenty of snow if they were in East Central Illinois. -4 degrees for our overnight low tonight. We will be staying mostly clear, but back under a cold weather advisory across the viewing area. These wind gusts are going to be continue to come in from the west at their strongest tomorrow, around 15 to 20 miles an hour. As we look at our daytime high for tomorrow, 21 degrees. We'll can still see temperatures below freezing or below zero for the morning hours. We'll see a little bit cloudier of a sky afternoon and into the evening, but we will be seeing conditions continuing to cool off as we look ahead. 18 degrees on Thursday, 16 degrees on Friday. We'll be down to 15 degrees for Saturday, but then the warm-up finally comes back around 25 degrees on Sunday under sunny skies. We'll finally be back near freezing by the middle part of next work week. So we are going to eventually see warming temperatures again, but we will just have to get through a little bit more of this colder weather before we get to that point.
You know, Ben, I don't know how much longer I can do this cold weather. It's not really for me. Maybe I'll wear like 2 coats tomorrow or something.
Yeah, even not the cold weather, but the snow too. It was just so much snow around campus walking to class today. But thank you to everyone who cleared off campus and stuff.
Absolutely.
Made sure to wear boots and stuff too, because there was a lot of snow. Thank you, Ben. For more news and weather, be sure to log on to our website at WEIU.net. There you'll find real-time forecasts and the news video of the day.
And if news is happening in your community, let us know by dropping us an email at news@weiu.net.
Have a good night and join us tomorrow for another edition of News Watch.
Alamo Steakhouse and Saloon. Whatever the occasion, it's an environment for an evening of dining, conversation, and cocktails. Whatever your needs, our staff is ready. Alamo Steakhouse and Saloon, located at the Cross County Mall, Mattoon.
TCI Realty, Charleston area's real estate connection. Commercial, land and farm, and residential real estate. Experienced realtors with an up-to-date website at tcirealty.net. TCI Realty supports the students of WEIU Newswatch.
The Charleston House proudly supports Newswatch. Now welcoming guests on Charleston's historic 6th Street, the Charleston House Bed and Breakfast Inn offers refined accommodations in a beautifully restored bed and breakfast. For booking information, visit craigcollection.com or call the number on screen.